Hi everyone, it's Nico from the Taco team and I'm super excited to introduce you to the new phase of Combz, missions. Space missions are not only a new phase of the game, but potentially a standalone one. If you have never played Combz, this is the perfect time to jump in and get to know one of the most popular games on Wax. At the end of the video, I will also show you how to get easily started. Talking about Combz, from its launch in September we distributed more than 1.3 million wax, and now we're ready for a brand new phase which is going to be as exciting, if not more, than the last one. With missions, you will be able to fly into the galaxy in search for new rare resources, luminal gas, stabilium and magnetum. You will be able to collect those resources by sending your spaceship, which is called Explorer, to do missions. The Explorer can be equipped with components that can gather resources or protect the spaceship. Yes, because if you're not going to be able to do the castle run in less than 12 parsec, there are chances that your mission fails. Let's explore this and more in the gameplay video. As you can see, there is a new home for Combz, in which you can choose what phase of Combz you want to play. Legacy, the traditional one with chain fields and space comms, or missions. Let's concentrate now on this one. As you can see, missions has a whole new super cool layout. In missions home you can see the good old faucet, in which you can collect for free resource every day, EI events when available, and the leaderboard and quests. In particular, quests are the most important aspect and feature of this new phase, because from quests you can collect Hon. Hon is the resource that allows you to enter the leaderboard and win prizes. Let's now go to the inventory. In the inventory, under my wallet, you can see all the explorers and components, and you can stake them in order to make them usable within the game. Explorers are your spaceships, and they have health points and areas. Those areas are cockpit, bridge, engines, and wings. For each area, there is a number of slots available in which you can put components. Components are divided in defense and gather. Defense components protect your explorers from damage during missions. Gather components allow you to collect resources. They require in input legacy resources, Hyperium, Nova Combz and Oxenorite. And they collect in output the new ones, luminal gas, stabilium and magnetum. Both components have a lifetime. After the lifetime is over, the components break and cannot be fixed. Let's start a mission now. By clicking on my idle explorer, I can start the mission setup. It's important to know that there is no limit on how many hours a mission can last. It's totally up to you, both the risk and the glory. Here, in the mission control panel, I can set up the mission length. Let's say 15 hours. And I can also see the base hourly damage that my explorer is going to take, from 10 to 100. This means that my explorer takes at least 10 damage per hour, and those cannot be blocked because are caused by explorer consumption. And on top of that, other 90 potential damage per hour, and those can be blocked with protection NFTs. Why would I want to protect? Because if my explorer runs out of health points, I lose everything. This means no resources gathered, need to repair the explorer, which by the way costs Oxenorite, and you would still suffer of components hourly consumption. The worst that can happen. Are you a brave or a safe space traveler? You choose it, but my advice would be to protect yourself. Let's now put our components. As you can see, in this explorer we have 2 slots available in the cockpit area and 2 in the wings area. Nothing in the bridge or the engine. It's always better not to start your mission with empty slots, otherwise you would get penalties, and it's even better to make sure that your component fits the area, otherwise it wouldn't perform at its maximum. I have for my wings 2 defense components, and I have for my cockpit area 2 gathering components. Let's put the resources in the production tank in order for the gathering component to work. Let's say that I put the maximum, and the danger icon disappears, so it means that for all the 15 hours I'm covered with enough input resources. Now, before going to the overview part, let's have in mind that as in this legacy phase, there are 3 factors that can change the outcome of missions. AI events, and they can affect with bonus or penalties both resource gathering and spaceship protection. Oni boost, that boosts resource gathering in exchange of Oni tokens, and sponsorship, that boosts resource gathering and can be selected for free. New sponsorship will be released for this new phase of the game. Let's now see the final overview of the mission. Here we can see how much damage are we going to take. The first number, as said before, is the amount that we are going to receive for sure, 150. This second is the maximum possible damage that we are going to take. The possible damage is calculated by RNG every hour, from a range that goes from 1 to 90, unless you use protection. In our case, we used 20-hour protection, so this means that the amount is going to be from 1 to 70, and it will be calculated every hour by the RNG. So it means that it's very unlikely that we are going to take 1200 damage, but still there is this possibility, and that's why the success rate is 80%. That I would say it's good enough to start a mission, but it depends a lot on what kind of player you are. Let's start it. Quests are literally the key of the mission phase, as the 3 resources combined allow you to collect HON and access the leaderboard to gain prize or buy NFTs in the shop. Every 4 days, 3 new quests appear. These quests require different resources, 1 or more, to be completed, and give you different amount of HON when completed. The resources required to complete the quest change at every reset. You can complete them as many times as you want in this time span, before they get renewed. So of course this adds a new layer of strategy. Let's claim our quest. As you can see, I have successfully collected the HON from my quest, and I still have enough resources for 1 more claim. So let's do it. After collecting twice the HON from my quest, I don't have enough resources. I will need my explorer to come back in order to claim more HON. Now that you know almost everything, let's remind what you need to play missions. At least 1 explorer, at least 1 gathering component, otherwise you would not be able to collect new resources, and the old school Combz Legacy resources. You can collect them by playing Combz Legacy, it can be played at the same time of missions, or you can get them on the secondary market. It's up to you. Now you know literally everything, but let's remind one important thing. This is only the beginning. The new resources will help you in the future phases of the game. You are super early, and if you need help to jump in, join our platforms and ask. We'll be glad to help. Bye everyone, and enjoy Combz missions!